Are you ready to sell your house but just need to know a few other things or just have a couple questions? I'm Kaitlyn, and I'm here with my special guest, and we've got just a couple of great things for you.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ralph Zeiler. I am the Business Relationship Manager at Old Tampa Bay Title, and I am also a licensed title agent as well. I just want to give a big shout out to my girl Kaitlyn here. She's a fantastic realtor. Kaitlyn Meek. She's with Outfast Realty. If you're looking to sell or purchase real estate, she is your girl. So yeah, Kaitlyn, thank you so much for allowing me to come and join you today as well.
Definitely, yeah. So Ralph, why don't you tell us about basically just some of the myths that sellers might have when they're selling their house.
Absolutely. No, I'd love to go over a couple myths. So there's always a myth out there whether or not, sellers and buyers have to come to the closing table on the same day, same time, and that is actually not true. A seller can actually pre-sign well before the actual closing date if that's what they prefer, or if that is what allows best in their schedule. Also, what we typically like to do at Old Tampa Bay Title is have a designated time specifically for the seller, and then also have a designated time for the buyer as well to come in and sign. Obviously, there's a lot of information that's very confidential and what that goes on within these transactions, and we like to make sure that all of your information is secure and safe, and no information is being shared outside of just the closing itself.
So that also gives them time to ask any questions that they have about the numbers. Correct. Or the process or anything else. Correct. From that end.
Correct, absolutely, yeah. And that's the thing as well, is that make sure that you're always in full communication, whether you're selling or buying. Be in full communication with your title company, your real estate attorney, or your lender as well. Just be very open, transparent, and have that open dialogue is very key to the process and making sure that you have very smooth closing.
Yes, awesome. Yeah. So the next point we have is e-signing and everything. I know that's a big thing for a lot of people, is like, what if I can't make it to the title company? Mm-hmm. Or what if, I'm just not able to get there in time? Yeah,
no, absolutely. So regarding e-signing as well, e-signing is one of those things that's still, a lot of wet signatures are still preferred with a lot of lenders and a lot of the title companies and what as well. Obviously, if you want to do an e-signing, there is something called remote online notarization, which was just implemented here in Florida in 2020. However, there are a lot of different audio and visual things that you have to be able to have in order to actually perform a remote online notarization. So definitely follow up, with your lender, just to make sure that that's something that's acceptable within their company, and then also same thing with the title company as well. Just make sure that everybody has the proper resources, proper tools to be able to allow you to e-sign in that manner. But otherwise, like I said, a lot of it is still just the traditional wet signature is what is the preferred method within most transactions.
And so with that in mind, with having the wet signatures, what other options do they have then?
Yeah, so absolutely. So they can also have a notary as well. We also, if you're out of state, we have mail-aways and things of that sort. But typically the notary is really kind of our go-to, just to make it where it is, we're still getting that wet signature, but yet it is what's most, most desired by the client as well, in terms of, we could send a notary anywhere really. I mean, it could be at a restaurant, it could be at a home, it could be at your work. Does not matter. We can definitely set that up and coordinate that for you as well.
I have had a closing in a Starbucks.
What?
Actually, 2 closings at once.
Do you remember what you were drinking?
No. Hey, no, I don't remember what I was drinking. It was probably some kind of Frappuccino. Yeah. But they actually closed on their home, actually right there with the mobile notary, the sale of their home, and then closed on their new purchase right there in the Starbucks within a couple hours of each other. So that was pretty cool, and it's definitely fun, basically for any way you got to do closing and everything, they can make something happen for sure.
Absolutely. Yep.
So the next question that a lot of people do have is like, how do the taxes and things like that work and everything? Taxes. CDD is a big one. Those kinds of things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So regarding taxes as well and tax prorations, when you're getting ready to sell your home, you don't have to rush to your tax collector's office and make any type of payment. Typically, if you're closing either in September or October, usually the lender will go ahead and require the title company to hang on within escrow to make that payment that's due in November. Now, if you close after that deadline there in November, that date in November when it's due, if it's November or December, then what we'll do is we will go ahead and charge the seller the full amount for those taxes. However, we will credit the seller back from whatever the buyer, whatever that length of time that they're essentially closing on that property. With that, outside of those specific months, what we do is we just do go ahead and do the actual prorations as well. So, whatever the length of time period that seller owns that property for, and then once that new buyer comes and takes over, essentially we'll go ahead and do the prorations from that standpoint. So, key thing, don't run to your tax collector's office. You don't need to, we will handle it, promise.
Yeah, that's the great thing about using a title company is that they're able to do that math and really make sure that you've got everything taken care of. They really help you along those lines of making sure you guys have your T's crossed and I's dotted and all of that for closing, so you don't have to worry about anything else, especially if you were, say, moving out of state or anything of the sort.
Yep, absolutely so.
And the last question that we get is probably my favorite is, how do you get your proceeds when you sell your house? Obviously, you're gonna get money for that, usually, in most cases.
Sure.
How does that work and everything? Are you just handed a suitcase full of cash?
I would love a suitcase full of cash. I mean, please, but no, leave your suitcase full of cash at home. There's no reason to bring a suitcase full of cash to the closing table. In fact, what we do is we actually wire the funds. So you just want to make sure that you confirm with your bank and everything that they do accept wires, because there are some very rare circumstances where sometimes banks don't accept the wire, believe it or not. And anyways, very, very rare, and sometimes you may need to get like a certified check and make sure that everything clears prior to the closing. I would definitely, it's leave your bag of cash at home. We will wire everything. It'll be, the most smooth and in process and everything as well. So yeah, leave the bag of cash at home. Okay?
Especially if you're sitting at Starbucks, you don't want
That's right.
Just handed a bag of cash. Something might fly away in the parking lot or something. You don't want anything like that to happen. So title company will take care of all of that. And if you guys, if it was that rare case that the bank doesn't take the wire and everything, we'll coordinate with that as well and make sure that everything is a very smooth closing process for you anyways. So we have other ways of going about, but the most customary way is obviously performing with the wire. And then the money is right there in your bank account.
There you go.
Then you can just go on with the rest of your day or whatever else you need to do and everything.
Yep, absolutely. So
do you have any other points for us or anything?
I don't at this time. If you have any additional questions or anything, feel free to reach out to myself. Like I said, my name is Ralph Zeiler. I'm the licensed title agent at Old Tampa Bay Title. Our phone number is area code 813-402-2266. That is 813-402-2266. Or if you have any additional questions and you want to send an email to us as well, the best email address is neworders@oldtampabaytitle.com. That's neworders@oldtampabaytitle.com.
If you guys want more information on title companies and what they help with and everything, I'll be doing more videos with Ralph here, and you can always subscribe to his channel. That's Old Tampa Bay Title. You'll see that down here. And then if you want any more information on the Tampa Bay area or selling your home or buying a new home, check out one of these two playlists here.
Yep, that's right. And then also, just to let you know as well, regardless of whether it's our title company or any other title company, like I said in the beginning of this video, make sure that you have open communication, open dialogue with your lenders, with your real estate agents, with the title company, with everybody throughout that transaction to make sure that is a very smooth and seamless transaction. Because as we all know, no two transactions are ever the same, and unfortunately sometimes things come up and pop up, and we just want to make sure that you're well taken care of. So Kaitlyn, thank you so much for the time and allowing me to come on today, and I do look forward to making some more videos with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
awesome. Thanks.